everything people say is like uniquely degenerate about drag shows has been done for comedy for like a century. The only reason they don't like it now is because that aesthetic is being displayed publicly in solidarity with gay people rather than to detract from gay people. That's the thing they actually don't like. Keep in mind, like, these are the people who would have been cheering at minstrel shows a century ago. If there were no gay people, like, in society, like, broadly, like, accepted, you know, like, if we lived in a more explicitly homophobic society, they would be laughing at caricatures of gay people that would be identical. All right! Now, guys, what am I a principled advocate of? That's right, the Second Amendment. Most of the time, nothing particularly satisfying comes about from that particular political principle, but every once in a while it does. Take a look at this! Armed volunteers in Texas protect a drag event from a bunch of far-right bigots. The caption tells you all you need to know, but...
Hey, she just spit on me. She just spat on me.
Well, what did you call them earlier when you were talking to them? Didn't you call them a bunch of king pussies?
No, I called them pussies.
Yeah, I mean these people here.
No, just the ones that are wielding AR-47s.
So what are you here to do today?
I'm here to support people that don't indoctrinate and groom little 8-year-old kids. Credulous.
So why do you need to get in someone's face?
I wasn't. I was walking over here to talk somewhere. Come over here with me.
So the gist of it was there was just a drag brunch event. I mean, nothing sinister. No one's getting hurt, obviously. But there were going to be counter-protesters at this event. Well, I guess they're protesters, not counter-protesters. The far-right people who showed up, they're not counter-protesting because a drag brunch itself is not a protest. Anyhow, what we see here is a perfect exemplification of the ideal of responsible gun use for political purposes, okay? And I've said this before. Do not bring guns to protests unless you are operating as a single unit of people who are working together and are well-trained and know what you need to be doing and are not there to start violence or anything like that, okay? Now, a line of people wielding rifles standing on a curb right here it's actually, this is a rare example of American anti-chauvinism because it is universal language and it is do not f with us. And no one will f with you. If you have a group of a half dozen or so people with rifles just standing in all black outside of an event, no one will f with you. Why would they? That would be insane. There were actually more of them than were present here. And this was actually a pre-existing group, too. It wasn't just a bunch of people who organized this over Facebook or whatever. This right here is the Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club, a legacy worth preserving if ever there was one, promoting and assisting marginalized communities and organizing community defense against white supremacists and fascism, not a militia. Perfect. Perfect stuff right there, okay? This is what you want to see. You don't just want people all hopped up on being aggressive, bringing guns to protest, because all that does is get people hurt. And you may Pepe post, but this isn't a militia. The point of this is, if you've got people who might be hassled by far-right protesters in an area, you know, a couple of people who will just stand there like statues holding guns and cameras are really all you need. It's not about mobilizing a group of people for a political or militaristic purpose. It's just about, you know, here's the tools that you need to provide security to your own event. And that's not forming a militia. This isn't even like a particularly controversial expression of our Second Amendment rights right here. This is just plain old event security, you know? Except it's free and cooler when it's being done by you know, actual members of the community. It is real good stuff. Love to see it. Many conservatives and fascists are cowards after all. That is true. However, not wanting to fuck with people holding rifles is not a cowardice. It's actually a very reasonable mantra by which to live life. Totally legitimate, that one. Anyway, let's finish the little video, huh?
I was walking over here to talk to somebody, and this one, and if you other go, get away, you can.
Who do you need to talk to?
Who do you need to talk to?
I wanted to go talk to somebody. None of your business who I want to talk to. Okay. All right. You don't have to. I know, because I thought this was a public sidewalk. I'm being peaceful. I was just going to talk to somebody. Look, I was just going to talk to someone. I get my 5 of them goes, get off of here. You can't be here. You know, I'm sorry. This is a free time of wow.
One thing that I don't understand is that in spite of the shirt this guy is wearing and his accent, he's very obviously from Brooklyn, you know? I feel like this guy has been like misplaced in the level editor or something, because this guy screams like Brooklyn, you know? It's like he's from Brooklyn. He's like recently transplanted here, and he's trying to hide it, you know? Like, yeah, here's my Texas shirt, and let me yeah, there. Dubbed voice actor, crisis actor.
I went to talk to a friend of mine over here, and I got 5 of them how much, and he said, get off of here, you can't be here. I was trying to talk to a friend.
Sir, do you support the Second Amendment? Do you support the Second Amendment?
And it goes on like that. The tried and true tactic of groups like the Proud Boys, stuff like that, when it comes to inciting violence at any kind of protest or event, is that they will have people there with cameras, and they will try to incite violence by provoking it themselves, and then they start the recording when they get hit back. So they'll do everything they can to begin a violent incident, and then try to frame it as though it was always the other side that promoted it or prompted it. This tactic does not work when you've got a group of people with rifles on the curb. It really doesn't. That tactic is wholly ineffective when you're trying to instigate violence against a bunch of people in shades with masks who are holding rifles. It just don't work that good. Cowardice notwithstanding, it's just threat levels and all that. So here's the Fox News article on the event, because obviously people are going to be real salty about this. Masked Antifa protesters show up brandishing weapons. Yeah, like Fox News has ever had a problem with this, ever, you know. At Texas drag bunch with kids. Approximately 20 children and multiple self-proclaimed teachers reportedly attended the event. So again, look at the fascist framing here. The headline here is about, ostensibly the event itself, but it's really about the idea that they're like protecting pedophilia. That's the actual thing that's being stated here. Masked, black-clad Antifa protesters showed up brandishing weapons at a drag brunch in Texas that was open to children Sunday. Police maintained a presence at the event, which took place at the Anderson Distillery and Grill in Roanoke, Texas, and led at times to tense standoffs between protesters and counter-protesters. Approximately 20 children and multiple self-proclaimed teachers attended the event, where drag queens performed and collected dollar bills, according to footage of the event. I love the phrasing here. Performed and collected dollar bills, because they're obviously trying to make it like, oh, like collected dollar bills, like a strip club. But if they had anything to say, they would have said it here. Like, took dollar bills in like a G-string or whatever. A busker with a guitar down on 3rd Street Promenade collects dollar bills, according to footage of the event obtained by journalist Taylor Hanson. Taylor Hanson. Let's see how much of a journalist you really are. Oh, they follow me. Field reporter, independent journalist. What really happened to those who died on January 6th and 7th? We have the answers and they're sickening. All right, well, we know what kind of journalist this guy is right off the bat. Yep, there's that event. Here's him with Tim Pool. Yep. Everyone wants to be Andy No. Sure, I'll follow you back so you can DM me if you want to argue about something. Yep. So what is this footage? Let's see how bad it gets. Is there going to be copyright music? I'll lower the volume just so I can talk over it. Alright. So I'm being reminded fat people exist. That's kind of like child abuse, right? Literally just being handed dollar bills. Very suggestive. This has got to be like a GarageBand default sample beat, right? There's no way that this is copyright or whatever. Bad music can be copyrighted too. Oh, don't make me worry about it. How long is this video? 7 minutes? Oh yeah, here we go. Absolutely. All right, so here's the traumatized child in question. Okay, more traumatic content. Trigger warning. It's the gays. I think this pretty clearly indicates right here what the actual intentions of this so-called journalist are. That they're trying to frame the drag show as some kind of child grooming, and they've cut into this footage 2 fully dressed men kissing in public. It's very obvious what they're talking about here. It has nothing to do with drag queens. It has everything to do with social degeneracy. It's that simple. What if the real problem was with the bird being flipped over here? You know, like he zooms in on this, like, look at this middle finger being displayed in around children. Okay, so we have this person. We have a leering shot of a child from the journalist, which isn't weird. Again, from Fox News, collecting dollar bills, and this person is dressed in a sweater. Oh yeah, dude. This is exactly like a strip club. I've been to a strip club before, and this is exactly what it was like. This right here, this is the outfit all the strippers are wearing at the strip club. Oh, there's a kid! There's a kid there! Next to that fully dressed person. Look, there's a child there. Can you believe there's a child next to somebody who's wearing leggings? Leggings? Yeah, the kid's just on their phone. All right. Like, this is... does this not come across as really weird? Like, these, like, leering, zoomed-in shots at children who are just kind of, like, idly sitting there? I don't know. If the intention here is to, like, indicate that some grooming is taking place, then this is doing an exceptionally bad job of it.
And they're trying to pull any...
I think they're trying to equate the kid being shy and on her phone as being discomforted around the gays. Man, go to any public area anywhere. Kids are on their phone. I'm on my phone. What? Yeah, like, oh, yeah. The reason this 6-year-old's on their phone is because they're uncomfortable with the grooming. There's no other reason why a kid at an event might be on their phone. What? What is this? A transcription? What, they couldn't get video for this?
You know, taking over our school board, taking over our school board, and they're trying to pull any
teacher's
LGBTQ book off of the shelves of the library, anything about marginalized peoples at all. And their goal is to shut down critical thought.
That's
really
true.
They're fear mongering. They don't even know what they don't know.
I bet none of them have ever been to a drag show before.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, pure
The guy here is the far-right journalist.
And it's been in the culture. Like, you know, it's Saturday Night Live, Bugs Bunny. Like, we've been watching drag shows as comedy and as expression for forever.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely true, by the way. Everything that people say is, like, uniquely degenerate about drag shows has been done for comedy for like a century. The only reason they don't like it now is because that aesthetic is being displayed publicly in solidarity with gay people rather than to detract from gay people. That's the thing they actually don't like. Keep in mind, like, these are the people who would have been cheering at minstrel shows a century ago. If there were no gay people, like, in society, like, broadly, like, accepted, you know, like, if we lived in a more explicitly homophobic society, they would be laughing at caricatures of gay people that would be identical to the, like, unironic adoptions of drag show aesthetic that we see today. The issue is not with the actual way people look and behave. It is the fact that gay people and trans people exist at all.
I mean,
They just want to hate.
yeah, that's all that they have. I know a lot of these people are teachers from our district, just fighting for the rights for these students to be able to learn and have access to material that represents them.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Getting caked up over here.
I mean, it's going to take a village. But
That's Southern Belle Bugs Bunny.
I've seen lots of educators, and the opposition was trolling, like digging to find educators who had said that they were coming to this. So a lot of us had to, take our invitation down. They're just
Trying to scare you out of it and intimidate you.
right.
Bricked up, not caked up. That's right. I mixed it up.
Students. It's just.
Is there a part in this transcript where the teacher says anything wrong or the journalist indicates his positions?
It's preposterous. I teach middle school, and they
Them.
piped up. They dreamed it up.
So she doesn't say anything wrong. The teacher wasn't incorrect at all anywhere here. Right, there you go. Yeah. Okay, great. And we have our edgy e-journalist stuff here. Warning, vulgarity, sexualization of minors, and partial nudity. Partial nudity from the person wearing a skirt? Sexualization of minors. Where? The kids didn't do anything except sit there. There has been an effort on the part of the far right to term sexualization of minors into doing anything sexual around minors, and then anything sexual around minors turns into, like, wearing any clothing that is a little bit wacky around them. So, like, wearing a skirt around the kids means self-sexualization, and that means you're sexualizing the minors. It's insane. Completely insane. And again, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about people wearing bikinis at the beach. They don't care about hot MAGA girls with fat titties wearing push-up bras in public. They don't care. They care about the gay and the trans. That's it. It's only that. It's all they care about. Jesus. Yikes! What is this clip that I was given? Yeah, like, you might as well say that the NFL cheerleaders are sexualizing minors because they're doing their little dance on TV where kids are watching them. Legitimately, if you look at, like, cheerleaders, most of them are dressed in way the less than anything those drag queens. Like, look, first of all, I think they look great. I mean, I'm not a fan of the, stars and bars American color scheme, but, Here, let me see if I can't get a more anarcho-syndicalist color scheme up here. Thank you. Yeah. So the argument here would be like, if, like, watching this is sexualizing minors because children might see them at the game or something. Like, that, literally, like, that is actually the argument that they are making there. I just want you to understand how pathologically, like, detached from reality this perspective is, The frustrating thing is that I think you can make a real argument for, like, maybe we should be more on the lookout for behavior that might indicate, like, children are being harmed or groomed or whatever. But it has very little to do with women wearing push-up bras or skirts or whatever. That's not really an indicator for child grooming. It has more to do with, like, possessive paternalistic behavior and the idea that people, like, victims of abuse should keep quiet. Like, that's the stuff that actually, like, there are like, resources you can look at, if kids are being abused or whatever, like, what to look for, and none of it is they're in the presence of people who are wearing skirts. You're not going to find that anywhere. Why the boots? Do people not, I know this is like a fucking Texas thing or whatever. Do people not understand that the hottest shoes that a woman can wear are tennis sneakers? They're not boots. They're not high heels. They're not boots with high heels. It's tennis sneakers. Tennis sneakers and a tennis skirt with leggings are objectively the hottest thing that you can wear below the belt. And frankly, I'm just tired of people disagreeing with my subjective take. That's a pretty shit take. Yeah, well, you can cry about it. Go find yourself another esoteric, autistic streamer who does politics and is also 6'2" and has glasses and whatever else I am. Go, shoo, find someone else. As a Texan, I'm offended. Okay, I'll just say, really, really, really not a big fan at all of the like Texas girl aesthetic. I don't know. Cowboy hats, the plaid shirt that's midriff bearing with like 2 buttons done. It's just not my thing. It's not objectively bad. It's just not my thing, you know? Oh, and I'd like to add to my tennis sneakers take that Vans are also a good one, you know, for like the alt look. I know they're overdone, but there's a reason why Vans sneakers are so fucking popular, you know? Laceless Vans are king. Yeah. I have laceless shoes. That shit's bomb. We've evolved beyond laces. You mean Converse? Am I thinking of Converse? Alt girl wearing Converse. We'll decide based on the Google search results. Whoa! Okay, we have a problem here. Code fucking red, lads. Okay. When I was thinking like cute girl wearing Converse, I'm thinking like this, you know? Like generally, like people like you can look like a lot of different, you know, stuff. Whatever, it's cute. It's cute. Good aesthetic, right? However, and I'm not saying this with any intention to smear or besmirch or whatever, these are not okay. Who wears these? And why are there so many of them showing up on my Google search results when I search for alt girl wearing Converse? What am I? This feels like a texture bug. Like if I saw this, I would assume that a body snatcher had inaccurately like assumed the textures of the form that they were, you know, like what? You know what? It's all good. However, this is a good color. The like rose pink Converse, that's a nice color. Wrong? Really? All right. Whatever.